Hi guys, Freddy here. Welcome to another Retro RPG. And the winner of the poll this week was Stargate SG-1. Now, it came second the last couple of weeks, but this time it's won. And it's won with the most votes we've ever had and the largest percentage. So, obviously the games the last few weeks have been more popular, but Stargate's won this time. Let's see what happens next week. Anyway, over to the desktop. So, this is Stargate SG1, role-playing game, released by AEG, the Alderac Entertainment Group. I always thought the G stood for games, but apparently I'm wrong. Now, this came out in 2003. Now, the series Stargate SG1 came out from 1997 up to 2007. So, obviously, this was released at the sort of midpoint of the series. Now, AEG planned to get around this by bringing out the role-playing game based at the start of the series, and then bringing out season guides. So you would get a season guide for each of the 10 seasons, although obviously they didn't know at the time that it was going to be 10. They just knew that it was ongoing. So they planned to bring out one guide per season, right up until the end of the series, so you would get a complete guide to the universe that the series created. However, AEG lost its license and only produced 2 of these season guides. So the role-playing game only really supports the first couple of seasons of the TV series, and it certainly doesn't cover the later series, what were these, Stargate Atlantis and Stargate Universe? I'm not really up to date. I'm afraid I only actually watched about the first 4 or 5 seasons of SG1, and then just lost track of the series. I believe it was roundabout when I was moving house and all that, and it was just one of those things I never picked up again. Although I really did enjoy the early series of it, so I don't know why. Flipping over to the back of the book. Stargate SG-1, the most astonishing discovery in the universe is yours. From the explosive TV series comes the hottest role-playing game of the year. Enter the Stargate and explore the farthest reaches of the galaxy as a member of the SGC. Explore alien planets, learn the secrets of alien cultures, and engage in pitched battles with evil Goa'uld. Everything you need for hours of adventure is right here. Requires the use of Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook 3rd edition, published by Wizards of the Coast. Because, even though on the back here it says it's powered by Spycraft, Spycraft itself is powered by the D20 system. So you kind of need a stack of books here. Now, we played it as a group with many of the add-ins from Spycraft, because obviously it's very compatible, and the idea of playing a secret agent merges pretty well with being the member of a secret government agency going through Stargates. It's D20, so it's level-based. It's quite well done, though. Let's have a flick through. So, lots of very nice artwork. I've seen there's a Kickstarter out, or has recently completed, for a new Stargate SG-1, and everything they've released has artwork rather than photographs. And I'm not massively keen on what they're doing. It looks a bit cheap, whereas these lovely glossy posed photographs are very nice indeed. So, big list of playtesters, contents page. It's a bit heavy book, so I'm going to flick through it fairly quickly. We've got an introduction, what is role-playing, what's in this book, powered by Spycraft. You hold in your hands the first of many licensed and original game products powered by the wildly popular Spycraft D20 engine. Though originally designed to present high-octane modern-day super spy action, Spycraft rules are much more. They're a bridge to endless opportunity using a tactical modern D20 variant that both simplifies and expands the opportunities available to you. And that's kind of true, but Stargate and Spycraft aren't a million miles apart. So we've got the history of the Stargate, going through from the television series and even the movie in the beginning. So that details the movie. We've got season 1. Going through various species. There's Armin Shimmerman, who played Quark in Deep Space Nine as an alien. I remember spotting him in an episode. Just going through the various adventures they have in season 1. We've got season 2. Thor's Chariot, where they introduce these grey aliens who are hyper-advanced. We've got season 3. Season 4. It should be about season 5. Oh, the Replicators. They're basically the Stargate version of the Borg, I guess. Vast, implacable enemy. We've got Season 5. Now, I think... Oh, no, Season 6. Surely it can't go much further than that. So, the book itself quickly details the first 6 seasons. It's only missing 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it's missing 4 seasons of the show. And obviously all the spin-offs, as I mentioned. So we've got the Stargate program, detailing Stargate Command and how it's set up to explore. Now, it's an element I really liked. In our campaign, the Games Master set up that we were based off-world, that as a protection against Earth being invaded, that they'd set up an off-world base through one of the Stargates on a world which was capable of having life, but had no intelligent species on it. So we'd set up our own rival Stargate Command, and we'd got scientists and people there, and we were exploring the galaxy from there, with only occasional interactions on Earth. So, going through different types, you can have mission specialists, medical specialists, you can have team assignments, covert ops, diplomatic ops, engineering corps, exploration, marine combat unit, medical unit, Russian unit, scientific ops, search and rescue. Now, I'm not sure if it details in the game. One of the things we did, because it was a television series, we each had to select an actor who played our character. And it led to us having a very varied character, from having John Lithgow as one of our scientific advisors to having Clint Eastwood as a sniper, I believe he was. The Cheyenne Mountain Complex, so basically where Stargate is based out of, and all the technology you can access there, all the resources you can get when you go back to base. How the Stargate works. The dialing symbols. Wormhole physics. Really going into all the background information here so the Games Master knows how things work, so it can make his universe believable and consistent. Drones they send through to spy on or to search out when they open the wormhole. Robots they can use where life isn't supported. You know, if the Stargate opens to somewhere with a vacuum. Primary worlds. So, talking about places that have been visited. Let's keep going through because I'm not even at page 100. So, detailing all the places that people visited in episodes, giving you some background information and how to flesh things out. The various alien species of it. This is going to be a very heavy on background book. The Tok'ra, Sumerians, Tolans. I have no idea about most of these. An entire chapter on the Goa'uld. So, because these are the major villains that you're going to be up against, because they are evils, parasites which live in the bodies of people and act as ancient gods, controlling people. But knowing how they breed, how they operate, what their technology is going to be vital to a campaign. So we've got a lot of detailing here. Different dynasties, presenting them, their nature and personalities. A larval Goa'uld, rogue Goa'uld, their goals, the system lords, and detailing all of those. So we've got Apophis there, Bastet, Cronus, Hathor. Different ones named after Egyptian gods. Osiris, Ra, Seth, Sobek, Tiamat, Thoth. Those who serve Imhotep. Sorry, I just like saying Imhotep. Hathor, Seth, Sokar. And then we're on to character creation. So we have a number of questions it asks. It gives you the D20 character options. Stargate character options here. Your class and your skills. Ability scores, which are the standard. Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. So we've got specialties and species here. The best way of describing these are, unlike your races in Dungeons & Dragons, these are what you were before you joined SG1, or the Stargate Command. They detail, you were a pararescue or an Air Force technician, you're an Army Ranger, and if we flick through, we can see there are the various aliens as well. You were an Asgard fleet officer, you were a Jaffa warrior, a Horus guard, near humans. It explains all of those things built into your background. And then as we flick over a few more pages, we can see the classes. So while you might have been a Jaffa warrior in the past, now you've joined Stargate, maybe you've become an explorer. And these are your class that you take forward as you level up. A guardian, a point man, a scientist, a scout, a soldier. And then we've got prestige classes. So once you've leveled up enough and become powerful enough, you can become a bodyguard, a field analyst, a field medic, an officer, now a prime, so a Jaffa prime, a sniper, I think that's the last, yep, and then we're on to skills. So rather than choosing a race, which 99% of your players are going to be human, you're choosing their sort of background. So they are being a former Navy SEAL who has now joined SG1 and is being a sniper or just a soldier, and they level up from there. It's quite an interesting way of handling the race class division, which is built into D20. So we've got fairly standard skills here, obviously taken into the modern period. Some rules explaining how it's done. We've got appraise, balance. These sound very familiar. Bluff, boating, bureaucracy, climbing, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go through all of those, but they're taken up. So we've got programming here, computer operations, demolitions, things which aren't normal in a Dungeons & Dragons type campaign, but are really normal in a modern type campaign. Lots and lots of skills, detailing them, different focus types as you take your skills forward. Different types of listen checks, for example, there. Move silently, open lock. So many skills, because obviously there's no magic system. SG1 is a non-magical universe. Then we're on to feats, one of the better features of 3rd edition, where you can differentiate your character and give them special abilities with feats. So your character is ambidextrous, they have clockwork tactics, combat instincts, disarming twist, double blow, so they have special maneuvers they can do. You are the ultimate duelist, you've got weapon finesse. And as you level up, you get a bunch of these. Obviously you start off with some as well. And it adds interesting options to your character as you go on. It's one of the reasons why 3rd edition does allow so much difference in characters. You can start off as the same type, so a Navy SEAL soldier, but the feats you choose can lead to radically different styles of play. Style feats, terrain feats. We're on to finishing touches, backgrounds. So, going through the background of your character. You are a traitor. You're a protector. You're charged with protecting a friend, family member, loved one. Going through action dice. Description of your character. Gear. Now, gear is a particularly interesting point of Stargate, because instead of getting money, you get resource points. So, instead of your character getting gold pieces or dollars at the end of an adventure, or getting gear that they sell off, they're a soldier, so they're allocated some stuff. And while you can pick things up during a game, and the Games Master may allow you to keep it, you pick up an alien gun, and you'll add that to your character sheet. Essentially, your standard things, so your uniform, your sniper rifle if you're a sniper or whatever, you allocate resource points to. And if you lose them during the adventure, the resource points are still there, so you can pick one up for the next adventure when it starts. But as you go up levels, you get more resource points, and you can buy better and better equipment, because basically it's the time that you're going to the requisition officer and going, well, I'm a captain now, I want that better gun with the infrared sights on it, or whatever. And the resource points allow you to get quite a lot of things. I seem to remember somewhere on the charts you can bundle together all your resource points and your party can get like a nuclear submarine or a space shuttle. A bit ridiculous, but might be needed for an adventure at some point, and your characters being able to put their rank, the weight of their rank, into getting the equipment they need makes a lot of sense. We've got ranks and the benefits of rank. Chain of command. Standard things like carrying capacity, bundles. So you can buy a huge bundle of equipment because you are a soldier. So you buy your standard SG team bundle and you get a weatherproof sea bag, combat boots, baseball cap, load-bearing harness, compass, a magnetic compass, a canteen, a flashlight, GDO, which is the garage door opener, or garage door opener, however you want to pronounce it, which opens the Stargate security door, basically. Anybody else will get just splattered against it. Tactical deployment vest, tactical radio, FNP90 machine gun. You've got duty bundles. So if you're being a forest scout, you've got a trail backpack, one set of forest camouflage fatigues, survival kit, and so on and so forth. A machete. Lots and lots of different bundles. So you're a movie buff and you get a laptop case and a laptop if you buy that bundle. Weapons bundles, so you can have a Stinger 4 anti-aircraft missile launcher with 4 rockets. I seem to remember a player having that. Power sources, lists of equipment here. Equipment qualities, let's flick through. Armor within the game, weapon within the game. With different firearms, including the alien ones, which aren't perfectly modelled, because I seem to remember the Zat gun in the series killing you if you get shot with it twice or 3 times, whereas it just does a certain amount of damage in the game. What else we got? There's Zat guns. We've got rules on combat reference sheet. Suppressing fire, blast damage, grenade deviation, movement. This is all fairly standard rules, obviously updated for a modern day campaign. Nice layout of picture, with humans with Zat guns against Jafar with the staff weapons. Combat example to walk you through it. Setting DCs. And then we're on sort of games mastery stuff, setting up the scenery, sensors and traps, disease and poison, using the Stargate, world creation, just handy things to help a games master starting out. Mission design, NPCs, with some sample NPCs in here. So, system lords. Disposition system, morale. Interspecies relations, which sounds a bit perverted, but I know what they mean. Environmental data, dangers in very small text. So we've got extreme cold here up to large volcano. Weather dangers, sensors and sample scenery, traps, just lots of random tables so you can choose and instantly see when you're creating things. World creation step 2, atmosphere, thermosphere, hydrosphere, geosphere, basic terrain. So you're rolling randomly to decide whether the tectonic activity is very stable or exotic and unstable, or whether the world's in its death throes. What seasons it is. What else we got? Military outlook. What government? So you can randomly roll up a planet here. It doesn't seem the ideal way of running a Stargate one, but it's definitely some ideas for you there. And crossovers. In Stargate, science fiction trumps magic. Combining Stargate and Spycraft. Other worlds. We've got Dragon Star. Enemies and allies. Stargate and Empire. Beyond the Stargate. Seventh Sea. So they're combining it with other games within their catalogue. And finally we're reaching the Appendix 2, characters and creatures. So we've got the people out of the series. Samantha Carter, Dr. Daniel Jackson, Teal'c, Jonas Quinn, General Hammond, Major Janet Frazier, and some few aliens onto a very comprehensive index with lots and lots of small text and a sample character sheet, which is very obviously very similar to a Dungeons & Dragons 3rd edition one, with your stats, your various blocks here, your weapons, your fortitude saves, your base attacks, and all your skills listed below. And on the backside, space for gear, as well as detailing out combat actions and any feats you've got. So that is a brief, or maybe not so brief because I have been going on for quite a while, look at the Stargate SG1 game. Now, I really like it. It's got some fantastic ideas in there, and I found it a whole load of fun to play. That might have been down to the Games Master. He was a huge fan of Stargate, and he came up with some really interesting ideas. But I've got to lay a lot of that at the game. It's D20 rules, which are a solid rule set, and with Spycraft baked in there, it's really suited to modern day play. But anyway, as always, I've whittled on for way too long. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment below, as it does me huge favours with the YouTube algorithm. You don't know how much that matters to me. But, as always, you look after yourselves, and I'll catch you later. Bye now.